Welcome to the first episode of the Bust Them In podcast. And I'm excited about this new venture. And hopefully over the next weeks and months, you'll be encouraged by the interviews of many men across the country that are involved in the bus ministry as we share testimonies, insight, advice, answer some questions around the bus ministry. This idea came as a result of the ministry of Bust Them In, and I wanted to start this first episode by sharing a little bit of the vision for Bust Them In and the beginnings of Bust Them In to hopefully be a blessing to you. Woodlawn Baptist Church has been in the bus ministry for these 45, almost 46 years, almost 900,000 bus riders over that time period. And back in 2017, we launched Bust Them In. The vision for Bust Them In, the beginnings of Bust Them In came really as a result of a conversation with a dear friend who's now going on to be with the Lord, Brother Strong. Brother Strong was a bus driver that drove for nearly 30 years on bus number 4 at Woodlawn. And I remember as he was days away from heaven, we brought his bus to his house. He was in hospice and he asked to see his bus for one more time. And we loaded up a group of young people and bus workers and drove it to his house. And we sang bus songs and we prayed and fellowshiped and cried a little bit and shared stories. And I remember as folks began to fold out of the room and leave, and it was just Brother Strong and I asked Brother Strong, I said, Brother Strong, what would you like me to say? Your moments from going to be with the Lord, and we'll be conducting a memorial service. And what can I say to encourage people? And he looked at me and he sat up, and he had been very weak, and but he said with a strong voice, he looked at me and he said, tell them to get to work. And not too many days after that, I preached probably the most unusual funeral sermon that I've ever preached, entitled Get to Work. And it hit me. And I felt like there was more that needed to be done to support and help bus ministries. And up until then, we simply shared testimonies and did what we could when folks reached out. But we felt like we needed to do more. And so January 2017, we launched Bust Them In, and we had one goal, help new independent Baptist churches start bus ministries to reach more people for Christ. The first 6 months of Bust Them In was really about getting the word out. And I remember being a little frustrated. I'm not very patient. And I wanted to see more be done. And the first 6 months, we had given away 0 buses. And I remember going to our first conference, having our first table to represent Bust Them in July of 2017 at the summit up in New Jersey. And I was able to pass out some prayer cards and talk to some pastors about it. And there seemed to be some interest there. And up until then, we had raised about maybe $1,000. And we say, if you can buy a bus for $1,000, you probably shouldn't. So, but I remember leaving that conference, just a tremendous time. But I remember leaving a little frustrated, feeling like we weren't really accomplishing much. And as many of you do, on the way home, my family was asleep, and it was me and the Lord, and I was complaining to the Lord, saying, Lord, you gave me the vision for this ministry and nothing's happening. And I remember just talking to the Lord about it. And I remember that Sunday right after that, we got home Friday, Sunday morning, I had a lady come to me and she handed me an envelope with some money in it. And she said, give this to Bust Them In. And I thanked her, and I, felt like in my spirit, maybe the Lord's just inching us closer to being able to buy that first bus. And maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to get one bus done by the end of the year. And I put that envelope in my pocket and went about my business. And I remember getting ready for Sunday night service, putting my suit on, and remembering that envelope was there. And I said, man, I got to get that envelope to our um, finance secretary and make sure that money gets deposited. And I opened that envelope, and to my surprise, I started seeing $100 bills. $100 bills are a good thing. But there was $5,000 in that envelope, and up until then, I felt like, the Lord, what are we doing here? And it was as if the Lord said in my spirit, I told you I got this. And we were able to buy, along with monies that we had raised, and that money, we were able to buy our first 2 buses that went to Alabama and North Carolina. And I can testify to you that every single time we've, in essence, run out of money, the Lord sent a check, a bus donation, and He has done amazing things. Now, as of the recording of this episode, we've been able to donate now 46 buses in 24 different states and 3 foreign countries. We've been able to give 11 Bible college scholarships to bus kids and bus workers. We've given 80,000+ flyers and tracts to churches. We've helped many bus ministries with monies to help them with getting CDL drivers up and running, and helping with different things, and just helping folks get where they need to be. It's been a blessing to be able to see what God has done. And now every Sunday, we, even in the COVID crisis that we're in currently, every Sunday we get text messages and we see posts about what God is doing through the bus ministry, through buses that we've been able to donate through Bus Them In. In this Bus Them In podcast, you'll hear from some of those men, from Maine to New York City, to right here in Maryland and Virginia, New Jersey, Florida, Washington State, Texas, Indiana, Tennessee, West Virginia, all over the country, of buses that have been donated and buses that are rolling. In a normal time, and pre-COVID, those buses were bringing 1,200 to 1,500 young people and families to church every Sunday. And so just want to encourage you today, the bus ministry is worth it. I read a statistic that said that 85% of the people sitting in our pews were saved between the ages of 4 and 15. If I couple that together with the fact that 50 million children in the United States of America have never been to a Bible-believing church, it brings me to the conclusion of not why should we have bus ministries, but why not? 19 million college students are on college campuses across America. Many of them do not know the Lord. The bus ministry is needed today, and I've said many times, if we had more bus ministries, we'd have less prison ministries. If we'd had more bus ministries, we'd have more families being brought together, and homes being saved, and marriages being rescued. And so I encourage you today to keep the buses rolling. We have a lot of plans for the future. We want to donate more buses in the coming years, and we want to see more college students that are bus kids and bus workers helped. We want to see other things happen relating to the bus ministry, and I believe now more than ever that the bus ministry is needed. We need bus ministries, bus routes in every major city, in every apartment complex, in every community where folks, for whatever reason, don't have ways to get to church, where families aren't coming to church. We need bus captains and bus workers out there reaching people with the gospel. May we never forget the bus ministry is not about buses, it's about people. It's about reaching people with the gospel. And My desire is to see that every church in America that wants a bus ministry started gets the help that they needed to get that accomplished. I would ask you, if you have a question or you have a testimony you want to share, please do so. You can reach us at busthemin@gmail.com. You can follow our Twitter page at busthemin. You can follow my personal Twitter page, WBC Bowie. Please reach out. And I hope that the dozens of episodes that we are planning in the coming year will be a blessing to you, that will answer some questions around basics of the bus ministry, mechanics, maintenance, discipline, safety, visiting, starting and restarting bus ministries, and also a lot of testimonies. Everywhere I go, I have people come up to me and share the fact that their spouse or themselves who are saved and reached to the bus ministry and now serving as pastors or missionaries or Sunday school teachers or Christian school teachers, and or just laymen that are serving the Lord and running the bus themselves. I've said it many times, I'm privileged to pastor my heroes who have been in the bus ministry for decades and are serving the Lord every day and every Sunday and reaching the next generation for Christ. So I hope you'll follow our YouTube channel, the podcast platforms that we're using for this new endeavor. And I'm excited about it, and I hope you'll join us as we go down this path and this journey together. Let's keep the bus rolling. God bless you.